Half-Asian Bill looks very cross. Let's give him a chance to reset his mood. Let's see what's going on CNN.
Yeah.
Look at Sanjay. Is that Sanjay Gupta?
Yeah.
Look at him with he has the early '90s hockey cut.
Look at that. I was gonna say he is hockey.
Yeah, he has the Marty McSorley. He has the enforcer for Los Angeles Kings Wayne Gretzky haircut. All right, let's see what they're talking about.
Let's see.
Mask mandate, hand hygiene
not sending the
stations,
kids back to
trying
school.
to create the physical distancing as much as possible, which is probably the biggest challenge. They've even gone through the process of getting kids and faculty tested. The real problem, for us is where we live at this point. We live in an area where there is considerable viral spread. As I've looked at the data from around the world in terms of how kids transmit the virus, I've become increasingly convinced that kids really of any age can spread this virus.
Okay, all right, that's enough. This is the problem with that. They're talking about, notice they focus now on kids can spread the virus. Well, yeah. Initially, they talked about a crazy death rate. And we said, well, actually, it's probably a lot lower because a lot of people are asymptomatic. More people have the virus than we realize. And now they're going, oh, my God, more people have the virus than we realize. But if kid A spreads it to kid B, and neither one of them have any symptoms or a problem. And in the state, I believe, was it in New York? Donald Trump spoke about this. Only one person under the age of 18 died and they had diabetes. If none of them or very few of them have ill effects, that is something that you take into consideration when shutting down the economy for their entire generation to come. No one's saying that kids can't get it. We're saying that kids, by and large, and I know this could be removed from Facebook and Twitter like the president, most of the time, virtually almost all, are asymptomatic and they're fine. Now, if you want to say that those kids shouldn't come home because they might give Mr. Mullet Doctor the virus himself, and it could, then fine. Just say it's about you. It's not about the kids, it's about you. This is about you. You don't want to send your kids to school because you don't want the sniffles, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. You want to continue on down the mullet trail so you can show everyone how good of a non-practicing doctor you are looking at the data. By the way, was this the same guy who looked at the data from the Imperial College of London?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
I think he vetted it and then brought it onto the show, and he told Poppy and all his friends about it. I mean,
say, hey, Poppy.
I mean, here's the
Listen
problem. Ask the question. You go from the next part, right? Okay, kids are going to get it. Okay, so if kids can spread it, well, first of all, you're 5 months behind on understanding that people can spread the disease. All right, fine. Okay, so then what? Is that the end of the... Okay, kids can spread it, so we should never go back to school.
Right.
Because kids can spread... Oh, wow. There's also this new thing. It's called the flu.
Yeah.
And kids can
I don't
also
know if
spread.
you've heard of it.
Right.
I don't know.
Kids can die from that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and so that's where you get through the arguments. You just get to a certain point, and then they're like, and if you say anything bad, you're a terrible person. You want to kill grandma. No. What is the actual reality? Okay, if you are living at home with your grandparents,
Right.
maybe you need to figure out a way to isolate, or maybe you have
Unless
to have
your
certain
grandma's a
kids. Well, then maybe that's a different consideration.
Grandma, look
Case
at
by
this.
case.
Wet socks. Oh, smell them. Get a good inhale.
Wet socks.
I think that's probably the most. I'm not a doctor. I would imagine it would be an effective spread of bacteria.
That's true.
You're not
That's a
Dr.
good
Mullet.
I'm going back to the after the shower. My socks were sweating.
Bring it
after
around.
Oh,
the
the
shower.
sweaty
Still.
sock. It's a traumatic experience.
No, this is true. There really are only two options at this point, okay? And this is based on the data, and this is based on the opinions of everyone at CNN and everyone on the left, and including Dr. Fauci. The only point of view that you can have is this is a virus right now, disease that will be among us, and we have to learn how to deal with it and move forward, or shut everything down forever. Because a temporary shutdown isn't going to stop. Once you open back up, it's still there. It's not entirely gone. You look at Sweden, they're mostly past it at this point. Who knows? They could have another blip. Seems that they may have reached some kind of immunity. We don't know. We thought herd immunity would be 70%. Seems it may be lower for this virus right now. It's a novel virus. We don't know a whole lot about it, but we do know the irreparable damage that we've done to the economy. So why are we not talking about this a bunch? Because what is there left to say? Okay, open up and let people live their lives, let people make a living, or shut down forever.